We'll start with an opening statement from Coach. Then we'll go questions for student athletes, followed by questions for Coach.
Yeah, good evening, everyone. I'd like to start off by an ending. I just thought this team just really played their hearts out. Obviously, it was a really difficult start. When you're down 17 by the end of the quarter, yeah, it's a big hump to get over. But we had some conversations about playing the next play. Don't worry about the score. Talk, execute and play a little bit better, and we'll worry about the score later. And they did that, and they really did, and get it to 11 and a half, and then get it to 6 at the end of the third. I just thought they did a phenomenal job doing that. I definitely ran out of steam a little bit at the end. They exhausted so much to try to get back in the game emotionally, physically. But really proud of this group. A lot of teams would have just stopped, and this group hasn't done that all year, and they have never done that. This group, Kayla's her classmates and Jordan's classmates have never given in. So not the result we wanted, but we got where we needed to be in the fourth quarter. And like I said, I just thought we lost a little steam, got a little tired. And to Princeton's credit, they did a really good job throughout.
Questions for the student athletes? Right here in the front.
Jonathan Tannenwald from the Philadelphia Inquirer. Jordan and Kayla, you're welcome to answer this also if you'd like. What was it like within the group of players at the end of the first quarter? What were you guys saying to yourselves, trying to get yourselves back into things?
Yeah, I mean, throughout the season, we've been in positions like that many times. So just staying together. Again, like Coach Mike said, just not worrying about the scores, keep playing, execute. A lot of our offense comes from our defense, so just playing good, solid defense and, just not worrying about the score.
Question right here in the front.
Glenn Papazian at PhillyCollegeSports.com. And Kayla, sometimes a team looks for a lift, and at the end of just before halftime, you got a big one from Mandy hitting a three-pointer. How much of a spark did that give the team?
It was a huge spark. I mean, like we said, really tough first quarter. Again, a big hump to get over. But when you have plays like that, it's a huge momentum shift. So we went into the second half feeling really, amped and ready to go. And I think that really, translated into the third quarter, and then again lost steam in the fourth. But big plays like that, the intangibles and making big shots, that's what changes games. And we had a good mindset going into the second half.
And for those that don't know, we are also joined by Jordan Obie. I know we don't have your name tag out. We apologize. Questions?
Walker Carnathan, Daily Pennsylvanian. For Kayla or Jordan, obviously, very resilient after that first quarter. What would you say was the biggest factor, X's and O's wise, that helped you get into it or get back into it after that, big deficit early on?
I think just, again, an emphasis on defense. We were able to get stops really in the second and third. And I think the offense we displayed in the second and third was some of the best we've played all season. So I think that just goes to show, like when we're executing, when we're moving the ball, finding each other, like good things can happen. So I'll credit a lot to the execution and just the sort of togetherness that we, found a way to get back in those two quarters.
Other questions? Right here on the aisle, second row.
Jen Hadfield with the next question for Kayla, and then one for Jordan as well. Kayla, Carla Berube just mentioned to us that she stopped you in the post-game handshake line and said, congratulations on a great career or something to that effect. Just curious, what that means for you as you kind of end your career at Penn, and then Jordan, picking up on that, if you could just tell us, what you've enjoyed about being Kayla's teammate these past couple of years. But I'll start with Kayla.
Yeah, it's been a huge honor to play in the Ivy League. I mean, we're surrounded by the best of the best, both players and coaches wise. And in respect to the Princeton coach, I know how much he's accomplished. So to hear her say that meant a lot, and to play this last game against a really tough team, I'm gonna look back and remember these moments. But yeah, no, it means a lot. And again, it's just meant the world to be a part of this league and be a student athlete here. I wouldn't trade this experience for the world.
Yeah. Yeah, being Kayla's teammate, I mean, Kayla is just a really good player. She's a really good leader, so super humble. And yeah, I just couldn't say more about her as a person and as a player.
Question in the front right here.
Hi, Jared Levson, City of Basketball Love. Jordan, what have you learned, I guess, from this group of seniors that you're going to use next year when, you're the senior and you'll be more your team?
Yeah, just leading by example, just setting the tone, being super vocal. The seniors have done a great job of just showing all of us the way. I mean, they didn't have their sophomore season, so just to take the jump to just become a leader, like from playing freshman year to junior year and now seniors, it's just remarkable what they've done for the program. So just hoping to continue that.
And Kayla, I heard you entered the transfer portal. I don't know where you're at in that process yet, but do you have any idea of where you might want to be playing basketball next year? Or
I'm not sure. The main focus right now is hopefully getting into the postseason, playing hopefully in the WNIT, but we'll more to that later, hopefully.
Another day.
One last question right here in front. Oh, okay. You can go right there. Last question, student athletes.
Actually, for the coach, yesterday
Hold on.
you
Any other
dunked-
questions for the student athletes?
Oh, I beg your pardon.
We'll go last one right here.
Caleb Crane, Daily Pennsylvanian. Kayla, you were able to break the single season record for three-pointers, so now you have the program record for single game, single season, and career. Does that mean anything special to you to hold all three records?
It definitely means something special. I feel like maybe in another moment it'll mean a little bit more. Just coming off, hard loss, it's hard to appreciate something individual when, we wanted to accomplish something as a team. But I think it's a credit to the offense here and, credit to the coaches. I mean, I came into this program as a 17-year-old not knowing really what was in store for me, and to have the trust of them and to have the trust in my teammates to put the ball in my hands and, be comfortable, doing what I do best. It's amazing. So, yeah, it's definitely something I'm honored to have, and hopefully something, I'll look back on and say, wow, that was really cool.
Awesome.
Kayla and Jordan, thank you.
Thanks.
Good job, guys.
So much sustained through the third. Where did you see the vast improvement in the team in their execution
Yeah,
that wasn't there in the first?
Yeah, I thought they did a really good job guarding the first action of everything we ran, and I thought we were a little predictable. We were playing over the top of the ball, meaning we played a lot around the 20-foot, 22-foot mark, dribble handoffs, and there wasn't enough variation in what we were doing. I think we opened the floor up. You saw we were back cutting a lot the second, third quarter, and I really thought it opened the game up for us. And I just thought we were just coming to the ball way too easy. And once we back cut it and got into made them guard our second and third action, I just thought we really did a good job at just, again, starting the game off that slow is a really difficult hill to climb.
Right here in front.
Mike, since your chief lobbyist was
Yeah.
on the stage just
Yeah.
now, what would you like to tell us?
I think I know what you're going to say. Kayla's very kind, but this team should be in the WNIT. Is that what you're going to ask me?
Would you? Yeah.
There you
well,
go. I think this team playing in this league, they deserve to play again. Their net's there. Their RPI is there. They won 17 basketball games. I would like to see us play again. We've kind of like lukewarm in the locker room afterwards, what to say to him, what not to say to him. And I know some of you guys wanted to wrap up Kayla's career, but we're not ready for that yet. We'll see what happens on Sunday.
If they ask you if you'd like to host a home game, would you guys do the things we know are necessary?
Well, I think Penn's a special place, and they are upfront with everything, and they would love to have a game at the Palestra.
Rob Brown, Ivy Hoops Online. Coach, the first quarter made me think about your game against Harvard in the 2019 semifinal. You jumped out to a big lead. Harvard was shell-shocked and never recovered. I know you say the things as a coach to get the team motivated, but what does it say about your players that they kind of snapped out of it and they battled back?
Yeah, I mean, it shows, I think, a ton of character, right? This is a group of 5 seniors, and Kayla being the leader of the team. But Mandy McGurk plays as hard as anyone you're going to see play the game. She competes at a level that just contagious. Whatever her shortfalls are, she does. So they just don't know. She doesn't know any better other than to compete. I have clearly told them, let's just continue to play and don't even look up at the score. Let's play better, and then we'll worry about the score. And that happened. And I think it's a credit to their character, their resiliency, their work ethic, their pride. I mean, I just told them they represented Penn the best they possibly could. They still had their uniforms on at the time, and that's all you can ask for. I mean, this is not what we wanted. It's not the result we came here for. But as a coach, I'm proud of them.
Right here.
Coach, obviously looking ahead to a potential postseason berth, how can you avoid these tough quarters, today's first quarter, the third quarter against Princeton before, maybe the fourth against Brown, just, periods where it makes it, tough to recover from?
Yeah, it certainly happens in this sport. I think, there's a lot of ways you can break some of that, and we didn't do them. You can't have an open court turnover. You have to be able to get to the foul line. You have to slow the game down, reset the game. We never were able to do that, and I think the times that we've had these big runs, I think as a coach, this is going to happen, but you can't turn a 6-0 run into a 12-0 run, right? We worked on this. We talked about it. We showed them how. That's all I can do. We go back and look at some things and see what we did as coaches. Maybe we didn't put them in the right position, which is perhaps maybe where our issue. But that's just the game, right? But you can't go on 13-0 runs scored against, and that's just a big gap.
We have time for one more.
Coach, you said yesterday that you knew that it would be, you didn't say it would be impossible, but very difficult to beat Princeton if you came at them, if they were in their half-court defense.
Yeah.
And what did you try to do? What worked? You talked about cutting in, but
Yeah.
there wasn't much of a transition game, except for Princeton.
Yeah, it's a challenge. Listen, as a coach up here, you have to respect the game and give your opponent some credit, right? They get back really well. They really limit you in the half court. That's what we tried to get away from that happening. I think in that second and third quarter, we were playing against unset defense. They were not set as much as they were in the first quarter. But yeah, I think Kayla with the ball in her hand did a really good job at times. But I thought we did a good job in them second and third quarter. But we just got, like I said, the slow start really hurt us.
All right, Coach. Thank you.
Thank you very much.